We're going to take a break from the political news now because let me show you the outside of Buckingham Palace where the flag is lowered as it's been announced that the Duchess of Kent, the cousin of Queen Elizabeth and wife of the Duke of Kent.
Royal Insider has claimed Prince Harry has a list of conditions before a possible reconciliation with King Charles. Do we know what's on Harry's list of demands?
So we've got three things on this.
92. The Duchess of Kent has died. That news has been released there from the royal family.
A possible reunion with King Charles. The first thing would be a reinstatement of the security for Meghan and Harry. We know that this has been a core issue for Harry in terms of not only his relationship with the royal family.
The pictures there of the flag flying at half-mast is a marker for us to know that the royal family will now be in a period of official mourning. That announcement from Buckingham Palace.
So here's the tea, besties. Prince Harry has officially lost it. And no, not in a cute dad juggling bedtime stories and Lego sets way. We're talking full royal meltdown mode. Why? Because apparently, even when the British monarchy is draped in black, mourning the death of the Duchess of Kent, Harry somehow finds a way to make the tragedy all about Harry.
Come within the past hour. Perhaps the best thing is for me to read out what the palace have said. They say that it is with deep sorrow that Buckingham Palace announces the death of Her Royal Highness the Duchess of Kent.
Had that court battle that he lost with the Home Office over security. Supposedly the top of his list is that he wants that to be reinstated. I mean, I think at this point it would have to be just paid for by the king personally because there would be no way for them to reinstate it through.
Let's back it up. The royal family had just announced the sad passing of the Duchess of Kent, one of the monarchy's most respected and beloved figures. Flags were lowered, the public was somber, and for once, the palace wasn't feeding tabloid drama. It was a rare, quiet, dignified moment. But enter Harry, always ready with a side of chaos.
Surrounded by her family, the King and Queen and all members of the royal family join the Duke of Kent, his children and grandchildren, in mourning their loss.
According to insiders, Harry sent a condolence email to the Duke of Kent, trying to sound all heartfelt and sympathetic. But here's the plot twist. The Duke of Kent never replied. No thank you, no royal emoji, no best regards, just radio silence. And that silence? It sent Harry into orbit.
Watching will remember perhaps the Duchess of Kent as the person who handed out the trophies at Wimbledon. If you were a watcher of Wimbledon during the 80s and 90s in particular, she was somebody who would hand over the trophies, and there was that moment in...
Imagine it. Harry refreshing his inbox every 5 minutes like a teenager waiting for a text back after confessing his crush. Except in this case, the crush is his own royal dignity, and it ghosted him. One palace aide allegedly said, "The Duke of Kent doesn't do chit-chat over Gmail. This isn't WhatsApp. It's a royal funeral, not a family group chat." But Harry, being Harry, took it personally. He saw it as a deliberate slap in the face.
1993 that many will remember when the losing women's finalist Jana Novotná was incredibly distressed and upset, as we can see here. And the Duchess was very empathetic, hugged her when she was in floods of tears there and deeply upset. And it was a moment, I think, where it was obvious.
And of course, the media ate it up. Headlines screamed, "Harry fuming over email snub." Memes flooded Twitter, X. One viral post showed a Gmail draft titled, "Dear Uncle, please validate me," with 17 unsent follow-ups. Another joked that the Duke of Kent's spam filter had officially done God's work.
That there was a real empathy in terms of the public engagement that the Duchess of Kent carried out. She had a tenderness and an empathy to her that made her very memorable in some people's minds. She herself had quite an interesting life in terms of the royal family. She was an outsider who married in. She was from an aristocratic...
But wait, the saga didn't stop there, because just when Harry thought the royal family couldn't embarrass him anymore, someone, probably from Harry's own camp, let's be real, decided to leak another private message. This time, it wasn't to the Duke of Kent, it was to King Charles himself. Yup, while the family was literally mourning, Harry was sending his father a little wish list disguised as reconciliation. And the timing? Brutal. Instead of letting the spotlight stay on the Duchess of Kent's life and legacy, the leak turned the narrative into, surprise, another Harry pity party.
Landowning Yorkshire family, and at first found royal life, it seemed very easy. She had these causes that she was very much attached to around helping young people, working with the Samaritans. But she herself had some personal issues. She suffered from depression. She had a stillborn baby. And after a while,
So what was on this so-called list? 3 demands, allegedly. Number 1, Harry wants his taxpayer-funded security back. Remember, he lost it after stepping down as a working royal, but he still insists he's at risk of being mobbed by photographers at Montecito coffee shops. One insider snarked, "If you're worried about paparazzi, maybe don't call TMZ every time you step outside."
A possible reunion with King Charles, the first thing would be a reinstatement of the security for Meghan and Harry. We know that this has been a core issue for Harry in terms of not only his relationship with the royal family.
Number 2, Harry wants guarantees of privacy. Yep, the man who filmed a Netflix series spilling tea about his brother's hairline and his father's parenting suddenly demands the palace promise not to leak his private business. That's like Kim Kardashian asking the world to stop talking about her selfies.
Second on the list is that Harry wants guarantees that his privacy will be protected. I don't know about that. I mean, kind of maybe implying that, Charles would be doing the leaking.
And number 3, the juiciest of them all, Harry allegedly wants full royal treatment restored. Bows, curtsies, the whole 9 yards. Basically, he wants Meghan to waltz into Buckingham Palace and have people drop like dominoes. Talk about delusional. Now here's where it gets delicious. King Charles's response? A big, fat royal no. In fact, the palace went further. Harry and Meghan were reportedly told not to attend the Duchess of Kent's funeral at all. Yep, completely banned. That's not just a snub. That's a full-blown royal restraining order.
And the third thing, and I think this might be the hardest pill to swallow for the royal family, Harry wants full royal treatment for himself and Meghan.
No.
Curtsies, bows, HRH.
No.
Public reaction? Brutal. Social media roasted Harry like Sunday dinner. One trending comment read, "Harry didn't just burn bridges, he nuked the whole palace driveway." Another said, "Imagine begging for bows and curtsies while your grandmother's cousin is being laid to rest. Peak tone deaf."
Oh yeah, a tall task. I don't know. I don't really see this one. I can't see the king going for this, but I mean, supposedly that's his list, 3 things.
They're the demands after, exiting the royal family, flying off to California, all the Netflix deals and the memoirs.
And the British tabloids, they had a field day. Harry went from the spare to the banned in record time. Front pages screamed things like, "From condolences to chaos, Harry shut out," and "Royal funeral, Sussex free zone." Even late-night comedians couldn't resist. One joked, Harry asked for royal treatment, so Charles treated him like gum on the bottom of his shoe.
I think they'll move to LA because Meghan is an actor, right? And then Harry can just join the cast of Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Yeah. Just be like fighting on TV. "I know what you said about me, Denise. Say it to my face."
But let's get real. This isn't just about one unanswered email or one leaked message. It's a pattern. For years, Harry has turned every slight, real or imagined, into international headlines. A cold shoulder becomes betrayal, an ignored text becomes exile, and now an unanswered condolence email becomes a scandal that overshadows an entire funeral. Even royal historians are chiming in. They point out that the Duke of Kent has always been reserved, especially in times of grief. Not replying to an email? Totally in character. But Harry doesn't do nuance. He does drama. And every time, the press laps it up. One historian told reporters, "The Duke of Kent is old school royalty. He believes silence is strength. Harry believes silence is sabotage." And honestly, that's the perfect summary. Meanwhile, William, you just know he's fuming. Sources claim William considered the leaked message a total betrayal of trust, the brotherly bond that once melted hearts. At this point, it's colder than the Buckingham Palace fridge. And Meghan? Well, she hasn't commented, but let's just say she's not exactly known for calming things down. Insiders suggest Harry's sensitivity to slights has only intensified since he's had a partner who knows how to weaponize bad press. One tabloid headline even teased, "When Harry cries, Meghan grabs a microphone." Let's not forget the irony here. The Duchess of Kent, whose funeral Harry is now barred from, was remembered for her quiet dignity, empathy, and grace. She once hugged a sobbing Wimbledon player after a loss. She was compassionate, private, and respected. Everything Harry used to admire. Everything Harry has now abandoned in favor of PR stunts. And here's the kicker. Harry was supposed to attend his Well Child charity event right after all this. That was supposed to be his chance to remind the world of his humanitarian side. But instead of headlines about helping children, the narrative became about his tantrum over emails and funeral bans. Even his good deeds get overshadowed by his own drama.
By now, even his fans are starting to roll their eyes. Supporters who once defended him as the misunderstood prince are asking if he's addicted to chaos. One viral TikTok quipped, "At this point, Harry's real job is making Netflix content out of royal rejection." And honestly, they're not wrong. So let's wrap this up with the big picture. Harry thought a condolence email would bring him back into the royal fold. Instead, it exposed just how far he's drifted. He thought his wish list would spark reconciliation. Instead, it got him banned. He thought he could play both roles, loyal son and global celebrity, but ended up being neither. As one palace insider whispered, Harry doesn't want closure, he wants applause. And the monarchy doesn't do applause. Mic drop. So what do you think? Is Harry being unfairly frozen out, or is he digging his own grave one leaked email at a time? Let me know in the comments. Hit that like button if you think Buckingham Palace was savage for the ban. And don't forget to subscribe because this royal roller coaster is nowhere near stopping.